Hey YouTube, Toad here. Well, finally got the garage door open here. People are out and about, and beautiful day at 70 degrees. About time. Anyway, the next phase of the Airstream deal is dun, dun, dun. Yeah, there's no refrigerator in it. So I went and I found this one at a used appliances place for a whole ripping $40. It's an ancient, I guess you'd call this a not quite a dorm model, but it's, you know, one of them half-size jobbies. But, yeah, it's got the little child lock on it, which I first thought that, oh, I'll take that off, and then it dawned on me, wait a minute, no, it's going to be in a trailer. Heck, I might find another one and put up here on the freezer. But it works really good. It has pretty much everything I needed. I did want a separate freezer, which was a big deal to me, and it had a crisper drawer, which is a big deal to me. So what do I got to do to it? Well, the first thing is I need to go ahead and cut a plexiglass shelf. It was missing the shelf. And the second thing, get this closed, is I have to remove whatever family thought that pudgy little penguins was neat. And quite frankly, this thing is uglier than a truckload of monkey butts. So I got to do something with that, and I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and paint it. Something neutral. So, well, let's get started. Alright, there we go. There's the shelf. I'd like to tell you that I just made all kinds of measurements and looked in there and, you know, made all this. No, I just basically put it on the table saw and kept whacking off bits until it fit. And as you can see, hoo-ha. And in an uncharacteristic bit of responsibility, I didn't go ahead and replace this one with the black so it would match, but maybe someday, not just now. But now we got to do something about the exterior. Oh, this poor thing. All right, we'll bring you back when I got something to show you. Alrighty, well, a shaker can of Krylon, and now it's basic black, at least on the outside. Looks like a little bit of what's that? I guess it just must be glare in there. Anyway, point being, you know, I went ahead and kept the little child-proof lock. I figured going down the road, maybe it'll help keep the refrigerator closed. Maybe I'll even get one for the freezer. But now, let's go take a look at the spot where it's got to go. Well, this is the spot. As you can see, the previous owner did some horrid things with blue paint. And this, I have been struggling with this for actually several hours, figuring out how I want to do this, because there's a lot of, well, a lot of considerations here. And some of them include, you know, do I want to keep this pantry? Which, you know, it's not bad. It works, but the shelving inside, you can probably see the rivets right here. I don't want to open it right now because I got some carpeting in front of it, but it's just got metal riveted shelves, and I'm not so sure about holding the weight, especially, oh, y'all know I do canning and all that stuff. I don't know. We have to sit and think about that. The other issue is back here, just got some PEX tubing laying here. There's the hatch that will allow fresh air in, because originally this did have, I don't even know if I should call it that, because you're not going to keep that hatch open. Be that as it may, there's a hatch there, and then this deal right here is a vent that vents out the roof of the trailer. And anybody who knows anything about refrigeration knows that you have to have heat transfer in order for it to work. So the refrigerator is definitely going to go there, either way. This overhead mess, I just don't think there's any coming back from it. When they painted it, they just wrecked it. So, you know, don't even know if I want that to stay. And of course, they continued the blue paint over this wooden bulkhead, which, man, talk about wanting to kick somebody right in the butt for doing that. So, you know, there's a lot of considerations here. And basically what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to build a whole new cabinet in this spot right here. And it's going to incorporate that refrigerator, some storage, and it's going to come up to the bottom of this overhead. Because right now, you know, I have to keep in mind this is not a complete renovation. I can't afford to do that with this unit right now. Just got to make it livable. So this abortion's going to stay. But I'm going to build right up over the top of this cabinet. It's going to stay. And hopefully if I do it right, at a later date, I'll be able to remove that cabinet and remove that overhead and have a floor-to-ceiling unit here, which will look really good. There's plenty of room to do it. I don't need that much open air space. Airstreams, they got plenty of it. So, the last consideration is even though that's an electric refrigerator, I certainly want to have the coils be under and behind this vent, so the heat that rises off those coils can easily get up into this vent and out. And I'll ventilate it more than likely into the coach. That was a tough decision because, you know, if you're heating the place, you don't want too much air going out. But I think it's a good trade-off to keep from strangling the refrigerator, making it run longer all the time. So that's going to be kind of the plan. How we're going to execute it, I don't know. You just have to come along and see. Okay. Well, what I decided to do is I've got a bunch of 2x4s here that are just, you know, horrible scrap. You can see this has all these wens in it and all that. And I took a couple of those and did just some quick trimming. And we've got a bunch of approximately 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 sticks, and here's some that have the wens still in them. And what we're going to do is we just want to build a cabinet. I decided I'm going to go ahead and do the Luan plywood covered stick built style of things. So let me get started. Okay, well, welcome to the land of changing plans. Well, here we have the basic beginning framework for where the refrigerator is going to go. And as you can see, the overhead console and the small pantry here are gone. You know, and the reason for that is actually pretty simple. No matter how I tried, I could not incorporate that overhead. Just couldn't do it. You know, first and foremost because it was just bot-awful ugly. And, you know, I want to try and do some permanent work here. And the other was it just didn't fit overall with what I wanted to accomplish. And what I want to be able to accomplish in the future, which is gigantic in this build. The other thing was the bulkhead in the little pantry that was there. These are all the pieces. Been taken out. Same thing. Same thing. In order to match up, this would have had to have been much lower, or it would have had a lot of crazy pieces in there, or there would have been a large gap between right around here where the top of the old pantry was and of course the bottom of this part. So, you know, they say the best laid plans of mice and men. And now you can get a good look at that vent. And of course you can see where the air comes in. I'll have to replace that piece of grating, but you get an idea. That's an old phone line. That's going to go away. So the bottom line is, I'm going to be building, it looks like, at this point I'm thinking 2 overheads, kind of like it had. Might go at 3 smaller ones, haven't decided, but likely just the 2 opening cabinets. And over here, I'll have a pantry. You know, just going to build the shelves the sizes I want them. And everything else is going to stay the same. But now I've got to start actually building the pieces. And as a side note, you know, the person who painted this thing blue, I don't know if you can see the smear. That was me trying to get that paint off of there. And it's just not going to happen. So one of the things I'm going to keep in mind putting this together is that at some point in time, either that panel's going to get painted or replaced. It won't be in this go-around, but it's really going to take away from the looks. I'm having a hard time dealing with that, but I'm just going to have to. Alright, well, I got to finish doing the this part of the framing and incorporating the new ideas, and we'll get back as soon as I got something to show you.